Shalom, shalom. This is Shalomah from the Great Millstone Atlanta camp. Before I get into this video, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakak double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, safety, and much love and blessings to the elect of Israel, the 144,000 and the 1/3, men, women, and children that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. So as you see on the screen, you see on the left side, you see a guy holding the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, according to the scriptures, Revelations 13. And Esau Edom, this devil, is basically doing advertisements, trying to make this thing seem all cool. You know, it's a bunch of people got it already. Hey, you can unlock your doors, you can unlock your phone, it does away with your credit card, and because it has this magnetic the magnetic strip technology in it. So he's saying all these things to make people get it, and people are already flocking to it. So when the scriptures say he's gonna cause all men to get this chip, roughly paraphrasing, I'm probably gonna get it a little bit later. But hey, he's putting it out there. Not only that, it's gonna be mandatory because as you see over in China, because of the coronavirus has infected everything over there, they're destroying the dollars. So the only way you're gonna be able to pay for things is either with a card, but they're gonna eventually make it non-touch. So the only way they can do it, you can basically live, is for them to scan your hand. But first I want to get a precept real quick in 2 Corinthians chapter 2. Let's try this again. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. I'm going to read that again. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You know, and the reason why we are not ignorant, because we already know that this is the mark of the beast. The Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah has revealed to us that this chip is the mark of the beast, and there's no doubt about that. So without further ado, I'm going to play this. Lord's willing, you can hear it. All right, here we go.
If you inject that into your hand, then at most hotel properties, we would be able to clone your room key to your hand. So then even after you have like a really long and involved evening and you lose your credential, you can still come back to your room, kind of slap your hand against the door, and have it open.
Could you theoretically program it using the hotel's equipment? Like when they program a key, could you just put your hand on there?
You could. That might look weird, reaching over the counter and just kind of like being like, "Hey man, don't sorry, you get a pen or something."
Click enter.
But we actually use the Proxmark, the same tool we used last episode, to clone hotel keys onto those.
So what do you say when people are worried about this thing tracking you?
Oh my God, so many comments about this. No concerns whatsoever. First of all, as we've seen with most RFID, the range is super tiny. Like, there was a James Bond film where something that size was in his arm and they were like tracking him from space. Like, that's not real. You have to be really close. And also, it's not, as you point out, like a fixed serial number. I control what's written on my tags. I can blank them, I can write any data I want.
Plus also, if you wanted...
Okay, so I'm going to pause it right there real quick. You heard him say he can control what's on his chip. He said he can control what's written on there. So you can put in your your credit card numbers. You can put in, you can program it to unlock locks, unlock phones, do all these things but he's saying that there's nothing that he have heard of that's gonna, that's gonna do harm to you. Real quick, this is Revelations 16, and I'm going to start at 2. It says, "And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image." So everyone that takes this chip and that's still basically living your American lives, once this thing is implemented and made mandatory, there's gonna be a grievous sore. And let's just kind of go into some definitions real quick. This word noisome, I hope I say that correctly.
Strong's G 2556. Karkas. Karkas.
It means kakash in the Hebrew, and it says of bad nature, of not such as it ought to be, a mode of thinking, feeling, acting, base, wrong, wicked. So you people are gonna be made wicked once you take this chip. This thing is gonna take control over you. Let's go into some more definitions. Okay, grievous.
Strong's G 4190. Paneras. Paneras.
Paneras. I believe that's how you said it. And full of labors, annoyance, hardship, pressed and harassed by labors. So, hey, that's the definition. We can't make this up. We can't make this up about you people. What this thing is gonna bring. The second definition says bad, of bad nature or condition. So it's gonna cause you to be wicked, and it's gonna have it's gonna have mental effects and probably physical effects. This word sore here. Where am I going? Okay. It says a wound proceeding, a discharge, pus. It's a sore. So this thing could very well cause you to be in great pain. It's no telling what this thing is gonna have, the effect it's gonna have on you. But hey, the angel of the Lord says right here, he poured out his vial upon the earth, and that's what's gonna happen to these men that take this mark of the beast, this chip. But let's get back to the video.
To track someone, you got a little thing called their face and a freaking and of course we're carrying tracking devices
And the things that they put in my teeth when I was sleeping.
Yeah, those are way more efficient and
tooth
longer
trackers.
range.
I do have a concern though, because it looks like this is made of glass. What happens if it shatters?
It's a special glass. It's hardened in a way that makes it very resistant to cracking and impact damage. So while it is still technically glass, and if with enough force, yes, you can crush it, the reality is that once it's installed properly, it's actually very resilient and very, very safe, unless you hit your hand with a hammer.
We know
directly.
people who are mixed martial artists that have them. I mean, as anyone knows me, I do a lot of lead acceleration, so my hands are subject to tons of recoil impulse all the time.
Took me a second to figure out what lead acceleration was.
For what it's worth, within the community, we've been using these for a few years now, about 3 to 4 years, And to date, I have not heard of an instance where someone had one of these implants crack inside their body. Now, again, anything is possible, but I just want to highlight that it's, in my opinion, fairly unlikely.
You mentioned a community. How many people that we know of have these implanted?
Well in excess of 10 people.
No, hundreds.
Hundreds.
Every DEF CON, there's usually a free table where people can come up and they'll buy the chip, but the service of implant is donation-based, if anything, and hundreds every
Many
DEF CON.
hundreds.
Many
If
hundreds.
not, we're well into over 1,000 by now, I would imagine.
So I
All
imagine.
willingly.
Yeah.
Right.
As far as I know.
Most
Okay.
of them.
Okay, hey, they really they already know because you see how they said willingly. You know they already know that it's gonna be made mandatory. Esau knows, and you know he laughed it off like but he's dead ass serious. Like willingly, and he was like yeah, but soon it's gonna be mandatory. I'm gonna continue to play the video.
Most of them are with
Enthusiastic consent.
Yeah.
I assume this is close to, like, for aesthetic purposes, people get subdermal implants to put bumps on their head or whatever. I assume it's just sort of, it injects, what, between the dermis and epidermis?
That's correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
How often is infection a problem?
If the person who's doing it knows what the hell they're doing and they understand the basics of germ theory and disinfectant, not a problem. Again, at DEF CON, hundreds of people, I'm not aware of anyone showing photos on Instagram of their big swollen green hand after DEF CON happens.
Right. So I guess don't go to your
Hey, not yet, but hey, we already know that this thing is gonna mess you up physically and mentally.
local jewelry shop and just say, hey, I bought this online. Will you shove it into my body?
That is an option for people who don't have like the ability to come to a hacker conference or a grinder conference. If you have a tattoo parlor or a body modification shop, those are the kind of places that will at least have the sanitary setup to maybe be able to do it to you if you order it online.
Dude, that is awesome.
It is. But you know what's even more awesome? Yeah, he knows.
I'll do it.
He knows what's next.
I'll do it. I want to be a cyborg.
He knows what's next.
I want to be a cyborg.
Let's do it.
For real, what are you going to use this for?
Okay, I want to walk up. Whenever I meet someone, I want their phone to start playing Mambo Number 5.
Wait, can you do
Time
that?
out. No. When I walk into a room,
I don't
everybody's phone starts playing Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Whole room.
Wait.
Nah. Can that work? Is that?
Hold on,
We can do that.
Can you program in like a web page so that somebody can use their
Yes,
NFC
yes.
reader? You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, hey, I got something for you, and then they do it, and then Rick
And it's a
Astley
Rick
starts
roll.
playing.
It's just a Rick roll.
Hey, there you go. This devil is basically advertising this chip and making it sound like, you can do everything with this thing. But we already know the end result. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and read it in Revelations. I was gonna say this to the end because I want to get a couple more precepts, but Revelations 19 and 20, it says, "And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophets that wrought miracles before him, which had deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone." I'm going to read that again, Revelations 19 and 20. "And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophets that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast into a lake of fire burning with brimstone." In that lake of fire burning with brimstone, we already know that's going to be created here in Babylon the Great, United States of America, and it's going to be done by nuclear destruction. But hey, we like I said, we already know. We already know what this chip is gonna do. But like I said, Esau is trying to make this thing sound real cool. It's trying to make it sound like once you do this, can't nobody steal your identity and you're all safe. No, this thing is gonna basically you're finished. this is like the last finishing tool of your soul once you take this chip. I'm going to get one more, Revelations chapter 14. I'm not going to read 13. We all know what it says. This is Revelations chapter 14 and verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So everyone is going to be watching this fire, this destruction, basically take over this place. And everyone that has that chip, you finish. You know, but hey, you see the video, if you could, I don't know if you could, well, you probably can't see the likes and all that, but that's a lot of likes on that video. A lot of people are ready to take this thing. A lot of people already have it. You know, so no matter how much we push this word out here, don't take the chip, don't take the chip. The chip is the mark of the beast. Guys, you had people saying it on the news. You know, you had news anchors talking about it. You know, they already know what this is. I'm just going to, anybody that's new to this thing, I'm going to go ahead and read Revelations 13, and then I'm going to close it up. It says, verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So if you part of the elect, or you have that implant in your hand, you pretty much part of the beast system. You know, and you're gonna be put in that lake of fire and destroyed. Verse 18, here is wisdom, let him that had understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of the man, and his number is 666. His number is 666, and that's the number of the man. That's not the mark of the beast, which a lot of people push out there. The mark of the beast is not 666. That's the number of the man. So, you know, people are going to come to you with all kind of things, but like I said, you know, at least Satan, you know, basically deceive you and take you out of this truth. Don't be ignorant to these things. Don't be ignorant to this 5G network. Don't be ignorant to somebody saying, hey, this implant is going to save your life. No, the only one that can save your life is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. I'm just going to play the beginning of this video, basically showing you that this guy in the black shirt has the chip.
That's not working. The ring, which is tungsten, baby, no circuitry at all whatsoever. There is nothing in my ring. There's nothing up my sleeves.
Moves.
No, you just gotta give the lock a high five. It likes me.
All right, Builder Beats, I'm too excited about this.
It is.
Okay, so the guy said he's too excited. That's going to be 2/3 of all people, sadly to say, but hey, that's what's written. That's what's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us his truth. Peace, safety, and much love. Blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom.